Hello, I'm back. Uh, I hope that my audio levels are okay because I tried to check them earlier, and my computer apparently doesn't like recording from my stream software. It makes everything really quiet, so I kind of couldn't tell. But I think it should be okay. Uh, anyway, uh, I'm back from being sick, and of course, I thought the best course of action was to play a visual novel with a bunch of reading in it. So I'm gonna play Scarlet Hollow, which I have seen a very, very little of, like the first like 3 minutes. And then I was like, yeah, this looks cool. I like the art. It's very, very pretty, as you can see. I am going to check the controls, I guess. I hope it's nothing complicated. I'm bad at complicated. Yeah, that looks okay. I can figure that out. And I think we should be good for sound. I'll turn the music down a little bit. Anyway, game! My name is Eilis. I live in the... What city do I live in? I mean, I don't really live in a city. Let's put Townsville. I'm not telling you where I actually live. Okay. Traits. So we have powerful build, strong and athletic, intimidating and tough, so absolutely not. Strange and unusual, see the threads of reality in ways others cannot. I think that fits me, at least a little bit. I cannot talk to animals, sadly. Know how to lie when you're being lied to, slick and convincing, no door can hold you. I'm not really sure I'm very slick. Absolutely not hot. I prefer cute. Keen eye, observant, picks up on vibes, understands others' perspectives, or book smart. Well-read and rational, possess a wealth of esoteric knowledge and know when to use it, and a talented researcher. I think knowing stupid, useless facts counts. I'm gonna go with book smart. I hope these aren't poor choices. You jolt awake as the bus hits a particularly nasty bump. You feel like you'd only just managed to start drifting off, and now here you are, awake again and still exhausted. For a moment you're hazy on the details of where exactly here is, confusing the bus with the many others that came before it, but as your mind continues to reassert its existence in the waking world, the past few days come back into focus. The long-lost cousin, the bad news, the 26 hours of bus rides with countless late-night stops and seedy depots that felt unsafe even in the middle of the day. You wouldn't normally find yourself traveling like this, but your cousin bought the tickets. Well, that was nice of them. The funeral of Pearl and Scarlet, your cousin's mother and your aunt, seemed like something you shouldn't ignore, even considering your own late mother's rocky relationship with this side of the family. But it was also more than just the social pressure of the invitation that pushed you to accept it. The threads of fate have been tugging you back to this place your entire life. There was no choice to be made. It was simply destiny. So when your cousin called, you knew what had to be done. Very spooky. And now the end of your long journey is in sight. You're almost in Scarlet Hollow. It's in red, so it's important. So anyway, as I was saying... Oh no, he's still here. He's been sitting next to you for the past 5 hours, talking at you without pause. You're not sure he even stopped when you started to doze off. At first you thought he was just being friendly, but that was several hours of one-sided conversation ago. This guy is creepy. I hate him. I was up in Maryland looking for work, but mostly messing around because I was a dumb teen. Me and my buddies were doing our usual prank stuff. You know, pushing joggers into the harbor, that sort of thing. Insane behavior, really. What's wrong with you, sir? Dude, what's wrong with you pushing joggers into the harbor? That's awful. What if they drowned? Yeah, I was such a shithead back then. I'm still a bit of a shithead, but hey, Poverty's nerfing. This guy's the villain. I need to kill him. So this girl comes up to us, swinging her purse, yelling about how she was gonna call the cops or whatever. It was hilarious. She actually hit my friend and he said it hurt a lot, so I guess she really was mad and not just playing. But she kept swinging and soon enough she lost her balance and fell into the harbor all on her own. We didn't even have to push her. We had a good laugh and fished her out and her phone got soaked so she couldn't call the cops on us. We wound up hanging out all day. I feel like that girl doesn't have the best... instincts. She kind of became my girlfriend after that, and we've been on and off for about a year, so it's pretty serious. Though about 5 months ago she tried to break up with me, like for real, and geez, you ever get so mad that you just want to, like, kill somebody? Absolutely not. I've never wanted to kill anyone.
You're young. You'll get it when somebody tries to break your heart someday. It changes a person, makes them think things they never thought they could. I honestly could have killed that woman. He's staring directly into my soul, and I do not like it. Anyway, she's giving birth to our son right now, so I'm trying to get up to Virginia to be there for it. I thought you were on and off for a year. But I don't know if I'm, like, into that stuff, so I might just wind up on a bus to New York or something instead. I've always wanted to go there. This guy's the worst. Have you thought about seeing a therapist? Really, what is wrong with this man?
Your girlfriend is giving birth right now, and you're thinking about ditching her to go have fun in New York after she tried to break up with you and you threatened to kill her?
Hey now, I never threatened to kill her. Okay, maybe over text. Just a little. But fatherhood is scary. Plus her mom is there, so it's not like she's alone. Her mom doesn't like me much, so I'd probably just make things super stressful. She'll understand, she's chill. Anyways, where'd you say you were headed? Why are the mystical options so weird? I shouldn't have picked it. I'll feel cringe. Just a small town, you probably haven't heard of it. I'll be a hipster about it. That's probably Scarlet Hollow, right? Or the Holler, as they call it in these parts. That's the only other stop until this bus turns around. I ride it pretty often, so I'd know. Almost nobody ever goes up that way. Though, actually, I had a couple of buddies who went up there to work in the mine. There's a coal mine up in the Holler, you see, and there's always a job listing or two on the boards around here. I've never wanted to do that kind of thing myself. I like my lungs the way they are, thanks, but my buddies got desperate enough to try it. Haven't heard from them in a while now that I think about it. I should see if they're on Facebook, see how they're doing up there. Hope they didn't die.
He looks back at his phone, for once focused on something other than you, thank God.
Oh, this is me. It was lovely meeting you. Hope you didn't get too bored without me around to talk to. Here, I have something for you. Oh. Wet peanuts. They're boiled peanuts. I got them at a gas station a few buses back. I noticed you haven't eaten much, so I figured you could use them more than me. I absolutely will not eat your wet peanuts. Plus, they dripped all over my bag, so I don't want to carry them anymore. I'm gonna say I'm allergic. I'm not, but I just want to have an excuse not to. I'm actually allergic to peanuts. Oh, these could probably kill you then, couldn't they? Please don't try to assassinate me, sir. Well, like I said, I'm done carrying them, they're yours. I'm not sure if he's really nice. I think he's just trying to get rid of his peanuts. The young man sets the peanuts down on the empty seat next to him. The juices dribble out through the bottom of the bag and into the upholstery, instantly soaking it in peanut brine. Nasty. And with that, I leave you. Safe travels, friend. Ew. That's so gross to look at. And just like that, you're alone, the stranger's peanuts soaking into the seat across from you. You do your best to hold your breath as the bus rattles to your destination. Next stop, Scarlet Hollow, end of the line. Almost there. Delightful. The bus finally comes to a stop, its brakes squealing as it deposits you in front of the Scarlet Hollow bus station. The sign at least reads bus station, but calling it that feels disingenuous. At best, it's a kiosk, though for a small town like this you're amazed there's so much as a road, let alone the bus that drives on it every week. The driver quickly shuts the doors behind you and starts the engine, kicking up dust clouds as he pulls away, eager to leave you in this place behind. Hey, Eilis. You instantly recognize the worn young woman from the few public photos on her Facebook page. She's your cousin Tabitha, and she looks annoyed to be here. I'll just say hi. Nice neutral option. Come on, let's get back to the estate. I don't want to spend any more time down here than I have to. Your cousin turns and motions to an old BMW parked near the bus kiosk. You follow her, clambering into the dusty relic. It doesn't take much driving before the only signs of civilization are the car you're in and the road you're on. Tabitha maintains an icy silence as she focuses on the road. Okay. So I guess we have to interrogate this poor woman. Dead Mom's Club. I'll ask her how she's doing. Fine. Yeah. Relatable. Good to hear. Let's try to be a therapist. You don't have to bottle your grief like that. I'm not bottling anything, I'm just more emotionally mature than you. Well, most people are. So the funeral, it's on Sunday, right? Yep, like I told you.
Have you worked out the details?
Taken care of. Don't need any help. Okay, she obviously doesn't really want to talk, but I'm definitely not saying Dead Moms Club, but I want to exhaust every other option.
I can't believe we've never actually met before this.
You have your mom to thank for that. Or had, I guess.
You can feel the same careless cruelty in Tabitha's words that your mother would use when she talked about Pearl Ann and the old Scarlets. The wound that tore your family apart runs deep enough that it bled through the generations.
Great. I feel like I have to pick some kind of mystical option at some point, but they all make me feel so embarrassed, just to say.
Just ask what the problem is. Is there bad blood between us? All I know is my mom left and she was mad at this side of the family, but I don't know much besides that. Your cousin stares straight ahead, her expression icy. Okay, well I'll just shut up. You decide to sit in silence with your cousin as the car eases up the steep mountain road. And here it is, the Scarlet Estate. Though it's seen better days, its crumbling elegance is not lost on you, someone used to cramped apartments in grey cities. That's a little terrifying. I'm kind of afraid of that edge. Your mother told you about this place many times before she passed, always with an anger burning beneath her words. The faded majesty you once imagined doesn't quite compare with what's in front of you, a jarring blend of opulence and ruin. As you stare at it perched on the crumbling cliffside, you can't help but feel like it's something that should have been left to rot a long, long time ago. Kinda looks like it was, honestly. You're hit with a blast of dusty air as you step across the threshold and into the foyer, or foyer. I don't know how people pronounce that. Everything in this room has been here for much longer than you've been alive, each object cemented in place with layers of dust and cobwebs. You can hear doors creak on their hinges and the aches and moans of ancient floorboards as the house itself sways in the wind. Terrifying.
Welcome to our family's humble estate. The insurance is absolutely terrible for this. This is just lawsuits upon lawsuits waiting to happen. Unfortunately, due to the current state of the house, only a few rooms will be safely accessible during your stay. I wouldn't go wandering anywhere else if you value your limbs. The floors have been known to give out.
Why do you live here still?
If you know what's good for you, you'll stick to your room, your bathroom, and the kitchen. And hallways, I guess. But only the hallways you need to get to those places. I'll show you around so you know where it's safe to walk. You can leave your bags here for the time being. It's beautiful or lie. It's beautiful. I don't know, I don't want to be rude. So, like, you live here? Yeah, and I'm letting you stay here for free, so mind your manners. Or did your mother not teach you about those? Thanks, sick dead mom burn. Let's just get the tour over with. Follow me. Oh, alright, I guess I only get one option for that.
You put your bags down and follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. She delicately steps over holes and tears in the floor, and you do your best to trace her steps.
Kitchen. On Wednesdays, a woman from town comes in and does the cleaning. Her name is Janie. I wouldn't recommend socializing with her. She'll talk your ear off. If you need any food, there's fixings for peanut butter and jelly.
As Tabitha speaks, your eyes are drawn to the windows in the overgrown garden outside. You're suddenly overcome with dread and anxiety, as though this place is a small step away from being swallowed up and vanishing forever. Yeah, that's because it's on the side of a cliff.
Don't touch my mac and cheese or my ice cream. Those are off limits. Oh, and you can also access the garden through here, but it's pretty wild, so I wouldn't if I were you.
I'm actually allergic to peanuts. I guess that's just a character trait that I have now. Is there somewhere in town to buy food? I might want to eat something other than PB&J this week. Is there somewhere in town we can get groceries?
Well, aren't you fancy? Yeah, there's a general store. There's also a diner. I usually order my food in bulk online, though, so I won't be going with you.
Sweet, thanks.
Cool, good talk.
I'm actually allergic to peanuts.
Then I guess you'll just be having plain old regular J's, or you can deal with your own food while you're in town, I don't care which.
Okay, what's next? I'm not gonna ask about her ice cream. She doesn't seem like she'd be willing to share, no matter how nice I am.
Bathroom, follow me.
Great, it's been hours since come on. I would never say that. That's so embarrassing. As the two of you leave the kitchen, you pass by a tuxedo cat sitting on the countertop. The cat does not look very friendly.
I'll just leave it alone.
You once again follow Tabitha through a long dusty hallway. Maybe after a few nights it'll get easier to navigate these spaces, but for the time being, you feel lucky to not have fallen through the floors.
Guest bathroom. Not much to show. It's a bathroom. I'll wait outside. Do what you must if you must.
It is a wretched bathroom. Piles of junk sit untouched in the corners of the room, and mystery stains paint the floor. Why doesn't this woman throw out her trash? Ew, there's fly sounds. Gross.
Explore lie. I like this bathroom. Let's see. Okay. Yeah, I think I'm good. I'm very good at holding it. Fun fact. No, I'm good. Maybe you'll sneak out to the garden. Next up, guest bedroom. Last stop on the tour. Follow me.
You and Tabitha briefly return to the foyer before climbing the stairs and reaching the guest room. The room smells old. Dust, mildew, wood rot, it has it all. A week of sleeping in this place might give you permanent lung damage.
This is where you'll be staying. The linens are fresh. I had Janie wash them last week. I had to endure a half-hour rant about her kid to get her to do it, so you'd better be grateful.
An unmistakable spiritual stench coats this room. People have died in here. Well, I mean, people have died in any old house. That's not that bad.
The closet is full of old family stuff, so you can't hang your clothes up, but you can use the dresser. It should be empty.
Who used to sleep here? Probably a million people. It's an old house. The room is nice, thanks. Okay, does it want me to save or did I press a button? Anyway, I don't know, I'll save. Sure, why not? I hope that that's saved.
Good, you should be honored to stay in a historic landmark such as this. Every piece of furniture in this room is a genuine antique, handed down through the family for generations. This is not an IKEA bedroom, or whatever such nonsense you're used to in the city.
I mean, I guess I'll just put his stuff away.
Follow me, I'll take you back to the foyer so you can collect your belongings. This concludes our tour. I'm afraid I must return to my duties, so you'll have to entertain yourself for the rest of the day. Don't expect to see much of me.
Okay. So let's just ask where she's going.
To work. Somebody has to pay the bills around here.
Great. What do you do?
I run the coal mine, same as every other scholar who came before me. Except for you and your mom. It requires a lot of time and concentration, so I'd appreciate it if you didn't keep me for long.
I do appreciate the Victorian bedroom. It's very fancy. Nice art everywhere. The ghosts might be a problem, but I think I can handle it. Hashtag
You could probably do a cringe run of this where you just say all the worst possible dialogue options, and I think if I did that, it would kill me.
I didn't know we owned a coal mine.
We don't own the coal mine, I own the coal mine. Your side of the family forfeited any claim to it years ago.
Okay, I'll shut up. Whatever your thoughts may be on Tabitha's work situation, you decide it's best to keep them to yourself.
Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good?
Why am I pressing a button wrong? What is happening? God, I keep clicking the mouse to advance, and I think that's something that I shouldn't be doing. I should be pressing enter. Anyway, hello. Okay, yes, I'm back. I thought it was a good idea to talk a bunch after recovering from throat hurt disease. Is there anything else you'd like to bother me with before I leave, or are we good? I think I'm probably good. I don't know. Are there books? I like books. I couldn't bring too many books with me, and I'm not sure what else I should do with my time.
There is, but as I said earlier, most of this building is off limits. And the library is in the West Wing, which is extra off limits. You're better off heading into town. I'm pretty sure there's a library there.
I kind of want to go into the extra off limits area. Fall through a floor, read books. I mean, it's a pretty 50-50. Okay, I'll just let her go.
Are we all set then? I'll see you tonight.
cousin leaves through the front door, and now it's just you in this sprawling, decrepit estate. Go straight to the Forbidden Wings. Maybe I'll wait a minute before I go to the Forbidden Wings. Now that your cousin is gone, the aches and pains of your journey sink into your bones. You stumble back up the stairs to your room, suitcase in tow, eager to unwind before you face the rest of the day. You stand at the entrance to your room. Let's look at the painting. It's a nice painting. This must be an old relative of yours. Very old, judging by the dates on the inscription. You've never heard of her, but you'd barely heard anything about your aunt and cousin until a week ago, so that's not really a surprise. Maybe you could ask Tabitha about this Mary Belle Scarlet the next time you see her. That is, if she's actually in the mood for conversation. God, put your stuff up. There's a creature in there. Hello, creature. Pardon me. Put clothes on top of him. Those are such mean options. Excuse me, possum. Sorry to disturb you. You gently close the door, leaving the marsupial in peace. The door belongs to the possum, and there's nothing you can do about it. You open the top drawer next. It's empty. As good a place as you'll find to put your clothes. So I have a roommate now. Based on the state of the house, you wonder if you'd have been better off keeping your clothes in your nice clean bag, but there's no going back now. Free creature! Yay! Let's just look at all the stuff. I like old stuff. There's a doll in here. That's haunted. I'm saying it now, that's haunted. You can see why your cousin said you should put your clothes in the dresser instead of this closet. There must be decades of family history stacked up in here. I am not getting cursed today. Some things are best left untouched. You close the closet behind you. Let's look out the window. You can only imagine how beautiful the garden must have been in its heyday. If you own this place, you'd totally get out there with a shovel and some gardening gloves and whip it into shape. You'd go out and pull weeds, chop trees, carve topiaries, and do whatever you needed to do to return it to its former glory. And once it was all done, you'd sit by the fountain, which of course would have a little goldfish in it, and drink a floral tea while enjoying the birdsong. Is that a good place for a goldfish? Like, health-wise? You definitely do that, just not right now, yeah. Probably never. I think I'll go to sleep. Let's see if any ghosts come to me. Will I get sleep paralysis? Will the Hat Man show up? Maybe? You immediately collapse onto the bed. You're tired enough that being alone in a strange new place won't stop you from passing out. Or so you thought. You cough as a small cloud of dust rises up from the mattress. These sheets might be fresh, but everything under them might have been around to see the dawn of civilization. You try to settle in, but the bed is lumpy in strange places and you can feel the springs pressing through the fabric. You might be tired, but you're far from tired enough to get in more than a few minutes of uncomfortable napping. Alright, well, that's it. Doesn't seem like there's much else for you to do here right now. Will I die if I investigate the Forbidden Wings? Let's see. How do I save? Okay, I've done it. Let's investigate and maybe also die. With Tabitha gone, there's no one stopping you from going to the Forbidden Wings. Fun. You immediately try the nearest door, only to be impeded by locks and chains. That's usually what Forbidden Wings have in them. Alright, well I guess I won't be Kool-Aid Manning through the walls. Let's have a sandwich. You haven't had anything to eat all day. The only things louder than your stomach right now are the creaks and moans of this ancient place. A jelly sandwich sounds exactly like what you need to take on the rest of the day. You're back in the kitchen, ready to craft a beautiful jelly sandwich. It's a daunting task, given the state of the place. The aggressive growls of your stomach outweigh your fear of food poisoning. To get started, you'll probably need to find some jelly, bread, a plate, and a knife. Yep, those are all the ingredients. Let's go to the fridge first. If the jelly is not in the fridge, I will not be having a sandwich. As you approach the fridge, your eyes catch a note taped to the door reading, "Janie, stay out," in all caps. Below it, in separate handwriting, are the words, "Okie dokie." That is a lot of jelly. You open the fridge. You already feel a deep urge to wash your hands, even though you have yet to touch anything other than the handle. Why on earth would I check the mayonnaise? I am here for jelly. You reach for one of the unopened jars of grape jelly, carefully checking its expiration date. You breathe a sigh of relief when you realize it's recent. Thank God. This was either purchased specifically for you, or jelly is one of the few things in this kitchen Tabitha actually uses. All you need now is a plate, knife, and bread. Better close the fridge and keep looking. I kind of want to check the mayonnaise just because I feel like something horrible is going to be in there, and it might be funny. Why is that guy have shutter shades? Is this mayonnaise from 2007? You pick up the jar, its label flaking in your hand. It expired 10 years ago. Okay, so
pretty much. This jar of mayonnaise is old enough to graduate 5th grade. Ew, gross. Are there things alive in the takeout? Yes, there are. Why did you do that? What were you expecting? This takeout container is disgusting beyond words. A liquefied mess wholly congealed in a styrofoam shell. You can't even tell what it used to be. The substance doesn't just smell bad, it smells ancient. Eat it! I'm not eating that. Gross. Be gone. You shove the container back in the fridge, pushing it into the depths of the shelves and out of your mind. Hopefully you can forget it exists and move on with your life. Why wouldn't I just throw it out? You return to the kitchen, closing the fridge behind you. It's not yummy. It's poison. That'll kill me. I'll die. Pantry. Ooh, creepy pantry sound. Why does this woman have 1,000 of everything? How much bread can you eat, like, before it expires? Okay. Bread time. One of the non-moldy loaves. Yeah, that's what you get for having like 10 of them at once. One step closer to a snack. Okay. I am not touching her stuff. She might dust it for prints, and I don't want her to assassinate me. Cabinets. Yep. Oh, yeah, utensils in a cabinet is strange. I would never put utensils in a cabinet. Plate and knife. Time to get to work. It's like just putting stuff on top of stuff. It's not really like a recipe. I'm gonna look at all her stuff. Moth trap, do not touch. Oh, gross. Maybe should have put the post-it in a more obvious spot. How about the mug? Is there stuff in the mug? It reads, I was blown away at Blowing Rock NC. So your aunt and cousin actually traveled sometimes, even if it was only a few hours from the estate. Maybe you can route your return trip through Blowing Rock. It might be nice to see the local sights before heading home. It reads, I survived Deb's 50th. Your aunt's name was Pearl Ann, so this wasn't from her 50th. From the few stories you've heard from your mom, Pearl Ann wasn't the type to have kitschy friends who gave out themed shot glasses at their birthday parties. How mysterious. Okay, done with the cabinet. Anything else? I'll make my sandwich before I look at the garden. Despite the state of this horrendous kitchen, you have successfully combined your 3 ingredients to make a jelly sandwich. Congratulations, you can feed yourself. What were the 3 ingredients? It's just bread and jelly. Did 2 breads each count as a separate ingredient? All of that hassle and it took you less than a minute to eat. The rest of the day lies in front of you. Alright. I kinda wanna see the cat, but it looks mad at me. That's a hiss. I am not touching the cat. This is clearly Frou-Frou's spot. Back away slowly. Let's look in the garden. Ah, that's pretty. I like that. This garden was reclaimed by the wilderness long ago. It might not be very safe, but who's to stop you from venturing deeper? Nobody. The backgrounds in this game are really nice. I'm so bad at backgrounds. It's really amazing to actually look at stuff that looks good. You wander further into the garden. It's quiet out here. Well, there's nothing else for me to do in the garden? I want to touch some plants. Okay, I'll go back to the kitchen. Yeah, I guess I'm good. Congratulations, you've eaten and have a full day ahead of you. What do you want to do next? Keep exploring the kitchen. What is there to explore? It's a kitchen. I'll head to town. There's not much left for you to do here other than head out and explore the town, so you do just that. Before leaving the house, you rinse off and change into a clean shirt. You're not about to meet new people coated in vinegar and dead moths. If you'd have known you'd wind up having to walk all the way back to town, you probably would have just asked Tabitha to leave you at the bus stop, especially with how unhappy she seemed to see you. If only you could wipe the slate between the two of you clean and bury some of the tension, though maybe her mother's funeral isn't the best time for something like that. Then again, maybe it's the perfect time. They are visual indeed. I appreciate the visuals. Really pretty out here. Finally, you made it back to town. The holler, as that guy on the bus called it, has probably seen better days. It still has the feeling of an idyllic country town, but its sideways are cracked, and many of its storefronts are boarded up, their windows dusty with age.
Chill breeze sweeps down the lane, and you shudder, suddenly feeling as if you're peering into a grave. Spooky. Dog! Gretchen, come back! Quit bothering strangers! Sorry about that. Gretchen can be very slippery when she wants to be. She loves to get loose and cause havoc. Mothman shirt! Is this a dweeb? Can I be friends with this person? Tell me more about this wonderful creature. Say she's cute. Because she is. It's true. Thanks, she is cute. Sure, most of her teeth have fallen out. She's got a couple of weird growths, but for a 17-year-old pug, that's pretty good. She's 17. It's gotta be really old for a dog, right? Sure is. She's about 84 in dog years. I'm hoping she beats the current record holder and makes it to 19. Or better yet, 20. The more time we get together, the better. Isn't that right, Gretch? How about I introduce myself so you won't be so nervous? I'm Stella. Don't bully the poor dog. So old. Not often I see a strange face up here in the holler. Every now and then there's a new crop of coal folks, but you don't look dusty enough for that. You aren't in town for the funeral, are you? The Scarlet funeral? Yes. I'm Eilis. You must be Tabby's cousin, right? That's the only person I could think of who would come to town for the funeral. How's she holding up? To be honest, I've been a little worried about her. It's all alone up in that big house. Did you say Tabby? Is Tabitha possessed? So is she always like that? Rough around the edges? Yep, that's Tabby for you. I wouldn't take it too personally. I'm not sure what it says about her state of mind. She's still her same old grumpy self. It'll probably be good for her now that you're staying here, even though she'd probably never admit it. So, are you two friends? I was probably closer than most people have gotten to being able to call her a friend. School here is really small, so everyone had to at least get along with everyone else. She was a grade ahead of me, but everyone knew her, especially since she's a Scarlet. We wound up bonding a bit when we were both in the school's production of A Midsummer Night's Dream. I was Puck, and she was Mustard Seed. As you might have expected, she was more than a little prickly, but I managed to soften her up a bit in the end. But then she graduated, and that was that. Oh, if you just got to town, you must be starving. I was just on my way to the diner for a coffee, and they've got amazing biscuits. My treat. I have no choice but to follow you. The pleasant aroma of greasy breakfast food hangs heavy in the air. In contrast with the empty, lifeless atmosphere of the family estate, the diner is filled with the comforting din of human life. All of which grinds to a sudden halt as the patrons realize that a stranger has entered the establishment. Great. My favorite. I'm going to be quiet. You slide into the nearest booth, pretending you didn't notice everyone in the diner gawking at you like they'd just seen Bigfoot. No need to be so shy, they don't meet many strangers. It's kind of a big deal when someone new wanders into town. Especially since, well, they probably all know what you're here for, and by extension, who you're related to. Even if you don't know anybody, it's not easy keeping secrets in a town this size. Hey, Stella, I went ahead and fixed you up a coffee. They gracefully place a cup of specially brewed coffee in front of Stella. Aw, shucks, thanks, Avery. And here's some bacon for the little aide. Gretchen sniffs the bacon and digs in. Anything for you? I mean, the dog's 17. I don't think I'm gonna begrudge her a little bit of bacon. I'll have a biscuit and coffee. Could I have a biscuit and coffee, please? I heard they were really good. Best in the county. Avery pours the fragrant brew into the empty mug in front of you. They linger after pouring her coffee, turning to you nervously. Oh, and I'm, sorry for your loss. Before you have the chance to respond, they're gone. Glad you took my advice with the biscuit. You won't regret it. Anyways, the funeral's not till Sunday, right? That gives you quite a bit of time to slum around town. I'm trying to think if there are any cool events going on this week. There's always the reading adventure at the library, which is supposed to be for little kids, but I do it every month anyway. Oh, and I'm pretty sure Avery's throwing a party Saturday night, so that's a fun thing to look forward to. And this is the weekly Sunday potluck. That should be right after the funeral too, so it'll be a special occasion. I'm sorry, did you say reading adventure? My favorite? I do love adventures and I do love reading. Yeah, Oscar's all about keeping things on theme, so this month it's a bunch of ghost stories. I think he's calling it spooky bookies, you know, like how a ghost was in bookies. God. Never mind, I'm not excited anymore. I would never say that. That's the best. Oh my god, that's perfect! Cool, we should check it out this week. But that's really just an afternoon. Any idea what you want to do for the rest of the week? Let's ask about the library. How's the selection outside of the reading adventure?
It's great. I spend a lot of time there myself. In fact, I was working in the library most of the morning I ran into you just as I was leaving. Did I read that weird? I feel like was there a comment in there that I missed? Whatever. Oscar does a great job stalking the place. Once he gets to know you, he'll compile these big lists of books he thinks you'd like, and he's always right. He might as well label the sections by town person. For me, it's a bunch of books on cryptids and weird supernatural stuff. He manages to track down some really rare sources. Nice. Before Stella finishes, Avery returns biscuit and tow. Here's your biscuit. When he says it's on the house, she sends her condolences. Spooky month is eternal. We will have spooky bookies every month forever. Thank you. You pick up the biscuit. It's delicate and fluffy. It nearly crumbles at your touch. Buttery warmth emanates from its surface. You don't even need to taste it to know that it is good. Divinity given buttery form. You know, biscuit fun fact. Here's my first fun fact. Apparently, biscuits are, like, harder to make in the north of the United States compared to the south, because in the south they have a different kind of wheat that makes the biscuits, like, better somehow. So, like, in the north, they're all, like, tough and hard, and in the south, they're fluffy. It's very weird. I don't know anything about baking science, but it's interesting. You take a bite. It melts in your mouth as if it was nothing but butter suspended in a thin matrix of dough. Truly, this is a perfect biscuit. Just say whoa. This is a really good biscuit. Wow. I'm so glad you like it. Avery lingers at the table for a moment. So, has Stella mentioned she's famous? Famous, you say? Oh, Avery, I'm not famous. Look, if you're not gonna go around tooting your own horn, you know I'm gonna do it for you. Stella sighs. I'm a YouTuber. Oh, we have so much in common, Stella. Oh, you and everyone else. You and me. What kind of videos do you do? She hunts cryptids. You should really check out her channel, Eilis. It's amazing. Did I tell them my name? I feel like I didn't. How'd you know my name? Oh, sorry. It's just that most people in town know about you. Sorry, I'm sure that must seem creepy. Ah, well, I guess the cat's out of the bag. The Holler's a small place. Everybody knows everybody, and that includes extended family. That's fine. I was just caught a little off guard. Phew, glad that didn't freak you out too much. Yeah, don't worry. Nothing Pearland said about you'll stick, that's for sure. You could just make a good first impression and wipe the slate clean with the whole town. Oh no. Were there things being said? I'm not sure if I want to know. I'll shut up. Oh, geez, look, I'm sorry I said anything. Hey, I'm sure this is all mortifying, but don't worry about it, really. Pearland was a gossip and would do this sort of thing with everyone. Spreading weird little rumors about folks was kind of her trademark. Anyways, weren't we in the middle of talking about Stella's illustrious YouTube career? Sigh, I guess we were, weren't we? I think the best video to start with would be that river one. Not the lake, but you know, the controversial one. Oh yeah, the Catawba River Runner. I didn't expect much out of that footage at the time, but it wound up being my most popular video by far. So the River Runner is a cryptid that's only known from a single sighting. 2 Boy Scouts thought they saw something big and weird in the Catawba River, and that's all I had to go on. But then I wound up catching this on camera. Stella pulls out her phone and shows you a clip of something in the river. The size and shape of this creature's body tells you it's likely a predator, and it's definitely not a wolf. You seem to recall that mountain lions used to live up here. Who's to say there aren't a few left? Can we decipher her channel name? Hidden Appalachia. That's what it says down there. I think. I have bad eyes, but I'm pretty sure that's it. Some folks said it was a beaver, but if that was the case, it'd be at least twice the size of any beaver I've seen. I also had people saying it was a dog or even a capybara that must have escaped from a local wildlife sanctuary. I'm still not sure what it was, and I'm the one who saw the thing with my own 2 eyes. Could be a mountain lion. It's definitely got the predator shape and size, and there used to be a population in North Carolina. No way, it's absolutely not a mountain lion. There are no mountain lions left this far east. I did a whole video on the Appalachian mountain lion myth and found Jack Squat, and there's no reason one would be swimming in the river like this. They're not fans of water. And the body's too long. No way! Personally, I'm a fan of the capybara theory. Sure, it's not like any local sanctuaries were missing one, but there's always people keeping exotic animals as pets. Kind of a sewer gator type of situation. Exactly. Some exotic pet owner set it free, and now it will forever roam the Catawba, confusing Boy Scouts and YouTube commenters for years to come.
So, speaking of things to do around town, I was actually planning on filming this week's video tonight. I was wondering if maybe you'd want to come along. It's a pretty easy one this week. We wouldn't even have to camp anywhere. I'm gonna go after the... Wait, no spoilers. Whoops, sorry, Avery. It's okay. I should probably get back to it instead of standing around chatting with friends. See you all around. Now that the coast is clear, I'm going after Skunk Ape. Yeah, Skunk Ape lives in Florida. Oh, you know your stuff, don't you? I knew you'd make a great partner. It mostly lives in Florida, but there have been sightings as far north as Virginia. While I was doing research for last week's video, I came across a report where a lady from a town over claimed to have seen one on her deck playing tug-of-war with her dog. And as I leave no stone unturned, I decided it was worth investigating. So, what do you say? Want to tag along? Hold the camera for me while I narrate against a darkening sky, that sort of thing? Will Gretchen be there? Yeah, sure. I'd love to come along. That's great. It's been a while since I've had anyone besides Gretchen out there with me. This is gonna be a lot of fun. Okay, good. Gretchen is gonna be there. Thank God. I actually started the channel with a couple buddies of mine back in middle school, so it's kind of like a blast from the past. Me and Kanika and Reese running around in the woods, flipping over rocks and bothering salamanders. Our videos were terrible, but we had a lot of fun, and that's all that mattered. You know, that gets me thinking. I wonder if they'd be down to come along with us, get the old gang back together. Though I guess Kanika has to close out the general store tonight, so I'm pretty sure she's a no-go. But Reese, I think there's a decent chance we could get him to come out of his hidey hole if he's up for it. She should totally live stream it. Hey Stella, have you heard of VTubing? Do you mind if I make a quick call? Reese, dude, what's up? Feels like it's been forever. Aw, man, I'm sorry to hear that. Do you want me to come by, or...? Okay, if you're really sure. But if you change your mind... Oh, I was just calling to ask if you wanted to come out to the woods tonight. I met somebody cool in town today. She's Tabitha's cousin. I know, yeah, just here for the week. Anyway, we're going out to look for Skunk Ape. We could take the easier trails if that would help. Dang, man, that sounds awful. I hope you take it easy tonight. I'll swing by sometime this week and we can have a more low-key hang. How's that? Yeah, I'll bring her. Talk to you soon. Bye, bud. Looks like it's just you and me, pal. Is he okay? He's not feeling well, that's all. He's had a lot going on in the past, gosh, 10 years or so, but I feel like it's gotten a lot worse recently. I can't remember the last time I saw him leave his house. Oh well, it's not my place to talk about really. I just got a little excited thinking about having him along again. He's hilarious. You'd love him. We should swing by his place sometime this week. That'd be nice. I'd love to meet your friends. Awesome, we'll make it happen. He's definitely the trickier one to meet. Kanika's much easier to track down since she's at the general store basically every day. But friendship can wait. We've got a Skunk Ape to hunt. So we should probably head out if we want to make it up to the mountain before it's too dark. Skunk Ape is just Bigfoot, but he smells. Come on, let's blow this popsicle stand. You pause before getting up. Maybe it's time to make a good first impression. After all, it seems everyone in town has heard awful things about you from your now-deceased aunt. I will leave a tip. It is only polite. $1 bill and a quarter. As long as you don't get sick of jelly sandwiches, your meals will be free while you're here. Share the wealth while you've got it, you think to yourself. You leave the money on the table and follow Stella out of the diner. That was a nice little meal. Dog! Every time I see the dog, I love her. She's so good. It hadn't been very cold when you first arrived in town, but as the sun dips closer and closer to the horizon, a chill descends upon the hollow, and you see your situation with renewed clarity. That is really a terrible, awful, precarious place to put a house. I'm deeply afraid. I do not want to go back there. You're in a new place, far from civilization and the people you know, following someone you just met into a dark forest in search of monsters. You feel... probably a little tense. On edge. Something terrible could happen at any moment. Every snapping twig and rustling leaf makes your heart beat faster and your eyes go wider. Stella, by comparison, is jaunty. You wish you had her confidence. Gotta love this brisk fall weather. This past summer was the hottest on record, since last year at least. You know how it is these days. Each summer is the hottest yet until the next summer, which always finds a way to be so much worse. It's just nice to feel a chill in the air and see the leaves change, like normalcy is restored, if only for a moment. I will never let this dog die. This dog needs to beat the record holder and get to 19 or 20, or preferably infinite years. Sorry if that was a bit of a bummer. We should talk about something more fun, like skunk apes. Have you ever gone ghost hunting? Ghosts, demons, werewolves, that sort of thing. Yeah, for sure. I used to go after all sorts of spooky stuff. I never had much luck, though, especially when it came to ghosts. Back when I first started doing solo videos, I'd go into all sorts of old abandoned buildings hoping I'd stumble across some sort of activity. But nothing ever happened. It was always just me and my camera in an old house getting worked up over a gust of wind or a creaky floorboard. When all's said and done, I've just been a lot luckier with cryptids. I want to believe in ghosts so bad, and I can't rule out the possibility that there really are true hauntings out there, but if there are, I sure as heck haven't seen any myself. Werewolves I kinda lump in with cryptids. I'd be shocked if there were actually people out there who turned into animals, but werewolf lore lines up pretty well with the Great Beast genre of cryptid. As for demons, I don't know. I honestly don't even want to consider the possibility that they exist, because if they really are out there, geez, a lot of folks are doomed to an eternity of flames. So let's hope all that's just bunk, am I right? What about aliens? Don't even get me started. Did you see those UFO videos the government declassified? Aliens are definitely real, and they have absolutely visited Earth. Like, I believe in aliens way more than I believe in cryptids. You don't see me hunting aliens out here because we know they're real. That's just what the government wants you to think. Absolutely, aliens are real. Nice, I knew we had a connection. I knew somebody who knows somebody who heard a story from this trucker in Fayetteville. His truck stopped in the middle of the road, just shut down completely even though he had a full tank of gas. And suddenly it looked like daylight outside. You could see cows out in the fields, birds in the sky, and this metallic, like, egg thing appeared, floating in front of his truck. He passed out, and when he woke up, he was missing one of his pinkies. It was like it had never even been there. It was just smooth skin where a pinky should be. Yeah, have you maybe seen that, man? Ever seen a spooky shadow? I know it's a secondhand source, but there's plenty more like it, and if they are true... Maybe it was just... Sleep paralysis doesn't cut off your pinkies. Unless your sleep paralysis demon is the Yakuza. I'm convinced. Makes sense. For sure, and even if this one's hogwash, there's a lot of evidence out there. So what's the weirdest thing you've seen, other than cryptids? Oh gosh, that's a good one. Let me think. Well, there was always the deer I saw stealing baby birds out of a nest and eating them. That was pretty messed up. But I think most people know about that these days. I've seen tons of videos of other deer doing it, so I'm not sure if it counts as weird anymore. Tetanus Lake. That sounds terrifying. That's definitely the weirdest. It was a 5-foot deep, 30-foot wide pile of old cans and bottles and assorted garbage with grass and trees growing on it so you could barely tell it was there until you stepped on it. It's horrifying. I think I don't want to go on this hike anymore. It was practically solid ground with how much it had been compressed. You could still fall through if you weren't careful, hence the name. Better be up on your shots if you want to mess around in there. It was all stuff from the 50s too, which was super neat. I salvaged a few bottles that I keep on my dresser as a little souvenir. So, any horrible, terrible events? Just curious. Let me think. There was that time back in early high school when Reese fell down a cliff. But he was fine. We had some folks from town rig up a pulley to get him out of the ravine, and his leg only took a couple of months to heal. All in all, not too bad. Though I guess there was also that time that I was out here alone and kinda got stuck in a cave. Ooh, just thinking about caves. I hate cave people getting trapped in cave stories. It's like the worst. That's my worst fear. I was getting great footage of what I thought was a family of wampus cats, but I wasn't able to wiggle my way back out. Turns out that the wampus cats were actually skunks who very much did not appreciate me blocking the entrance to their hiding hole. And instead of running for help, Gretchen just sat outside, bored to tears, lassie she is not. It took about an hour to get loose, which was pretty intense, but a few tomato juice baths later, I was right as rain, so it could have been a lot worse. Oh, and there was a time I accidentally stumbled onto Old Duke's property and nearly got my head shot off. This is sounding like there's more than just like one or two dangerous things. But that happens to everybody sooner or later, I barely count it. I don't feel like getting my head shot off. So yeah, these hikes aren't all that dangerous, all things considered. Are you like sure? I'm sorry, did you say you almost got shot? Are you sure it's safe? You know, I'm a little surprised to see you getting cold feet. I know we just met, but I had you pegged as pretty adventurous. Well, you know, I just don't want to get shot. I really wouldn't worry about Duke, though. He might be a little jumpy, but he means well, and these trails are a way off from his farm. And if it makes you feel any better, I've been out on the trails with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the woods when he walks. We'll hear him long before he sees us. And if the wildlife isn't anything, to be afraid of either. The worst I've seen up here is the occasional black bear, and even they scare easy. But hey, there's no point worrying about whatever bad stuff may happen to us. Sure, sometimes worrying can help you prepare, but we're as prepared as we can be. I even carry bear mace. And if you're as prepared as you can be, why give in to your anxiety when you can have fun instead? It's not like being anxious ever stops anything bad from happening. In my experience, all it does is make the bad thing worse. The only thing you can do is tell yourself, this has happened, there's no going back to before this bad thing happened, and then you work on making things better. Anyway, all this is to say we're good, don't worry. Did you hear that? Immediate terror. Okay. It's old man. Calm down, Gretchen, you old mutt. Same to you, Stella. You're always jumping at nothing, girl. I can't do old man voice. Phew, sorry for getting spooked, Duke. I thought you were some creature of darkness. Nah, girly, just old Duke. Now, what the hell are you looking for way out here? Skunk ape. Sorry I asked. And who's this you've suckered into coming with you? Wait a tick. You aren't. Is that? Yep. I see. Welcome to the holler. My condolences. I'll keep you in my prayers. I can't do a southern accent. This is the worst. Now both of y'all head on back to town, you hear? It's best you steer well clear of this area tonight. I'm out dealing with my own critter, and I won't be too appreciative of a couple fools with a camera scare away the more sensitive wildlife. What are you hunting tonight? Something tall and hairy? Something musky? You see anything like that recently? Wouldn't you like to know? You never could stay in your business, Stella Richmond. Put that damn camera down. Aw, come on, Duke. Maybe I could help out. I'm pretty good at tracking. You know, I learned from the best. That you did, but I've yet to see a shred of proof that you listened to any of it, the way you tromp around the woods at night yelling about chunkabungas or what have you. Something's been getting at my chickens. I've lost 3 this week, and I can't afford to lose many more than that. I'm so sorry to hear that, but I wonder if Skunk Ape has a taste for chicken. Now see, this is why I don't come to you about these things. It ain't no Skunk Ape, whatever the hell that is. Why am I pressing buttons? What is happening? I know exactly what this is, but I know you won't believe me if I tell you. Oh, Duke, you don't think it's— I do, actually. It's those damned mountain lions. They're out there, Stella. I don't care what your little investigation turned up. You haven't been out in these woods as long as I have. Those sons of bitches are sneaky. Of course you wouldn't find any in one night of tracking. And I know for a fact that's what's been getting at my chickens. It couldn't be anything else. I'm telling you, man, mountain lions are extinct in these parts. There hasn't been an actual sighting since the 1990s, and even those were iffy. I can't believe you go out there on your YouTube saying some river monster spotted by a couple of school-age Boy Scouts has been 100% confirmed, yet Appalachian cougars are some kind of far-fetched fantasy made up by geezers like me. You made me look like a fool. I read those comments people were posting on your videos. They were calling me all kinds of names just for seeing things with my own eyes that I know to be true. I'm sorry, Duke. I didn't mean to sick anybody on you. I just don't think it's possible. You'll eat those words when I come carrying a mountain lion corpse out of these woods at dawn. And if you two don't want a face full of buckshot, I suggest you run home and stay out of the woods tonight. As Duke's words leave his mouth, a sinking feeling starts to pull at your stomach, as if the 4 of you were inexorably creeping towards something terrible. I can't wait to get attacked by either a mountain lion or a horrible woods monster. Duke is red pills. Let me say something cringe and mystical. I don't know. If something bad will happen, maybe I can prevent it. How would you know? I go hunting these woods all the time. Night, day, opossums, bears, it doesn't make a difference. Even a mountain lion would stand a chance against the ingenuity of man. Unless it's not a mountain lion. Oh, don't you get started again. If your daddy could hear you now going on about ghouls and goblins, using what he taught you to run around these woods like some kind of paranormal investigator. Do you want that to be his legacy, girl? And besides, you know my boy Bo and me are headed down to the state fair to show off Big Betty this week. We'll be gone days, and the chicken coop might as well have a big all-you-can-eat sign on it if I don't nip this in the bud tonight. You know how I feel about my chickens. I couldn't take it if I lost any more of my poor little ladies. And you know I have to put out a video by tomorrow evening. As Duke and Stella dig their feet in, the sinking feeling in your gut gains form and clarity. Oh, no. Someone's gonna die. If I miss an update, I might lose my new sponsor, and who knows what that'll mean for my career. If I can be like super spooky about it, maybe somebody will decide not to go. One of us here is going to die. She looks so embarrassed. I'm so sorry, Stella. Now what's that supposed to mean? Are you trying to threaten me? Well, I don't want to get shot, so I'll say it's a weird feeling. I don't know, it's a weird feeling. A weird, bad feeling. Wow, are you psychic or something? Sides pointy. I'm digging my heels in on the cringe. I'm being cringe. Whoa, what am I thinking right now? Oh, hush, you ain't psychic, you're just trying to unsettle me, so I let y'all go off in the woods to film your little video. Eilis, I think you freaked Duke out enough for one evening. Maybe we should leave the poor man to his wild goose chase. I am not freaked out by your friend's theatrics, but if it gets you out of my hair, sure, I'm greatly disturbed. Now run along home and stay out of trouble. As you and Stella return to the trail, she carefully looks back the way you came. Okay, the coast is clear. There's no way we're letting Duke edge us out that easy. I mean, maybe we should. Come on, I know a trail that'll let us get around and... Are you sure you don't want to, like, watch a movie instead? Wouldn't you rather go home, hang out, maybe watch a movie? I'm a lot less comfortable going out into the woods now that I know we'll be sharing them with a guy who will shoot anything that moves. You don't have to worry about old Duke. I've been out tracking with him before. The man sounds like a truck crashing through the trees. Okay, so we already got that. I guess there's no way for me to convince nobody to die, so I guess I have to just be prepared for one or all of us to get murked. We can always do a movie night later, but right now my viewers come first. They demand cryptids, and I am duty-bound to give them what they so crave. Oh, fine, there's no shaking you, is there? You'll just follow me until I finally relent and go monster hunting with you. I promise it'll be fun and safe. The trail's just up this way. Let's go. I feel unsafe. Alright, this looks like a good shot. Mind holding the camera? She hands you the camera and takes position. Ahem. As night falls, my new assistant, the mysterious Eilis, and I find ourselves on a high hill in the Blue Ridge Mountains, where we'll begin our hunt for the elusive yet pungent skunk ape. Though mostly encountered in Florida, this possible relative of Bigfoot has been spotted all along the southeastern edge of the United States, including right in this very county. Here's hoping we get a glimpse tonight. We'll check back once we're on the trail. Until then, stay searching, Stellars. They have a cute little name. I can take that camera off your hands for now. We'll be able to start the tracking scenes when once the sun sets all the way. In the meantime, we get to take in all this beautiful scenery. It's gorgeous out here, don't you think? Though you and Stella are back on your own, the unsettling feeling that settled in your gut earlier still remains. There's something wrong in these woods, though what it is still eludes you. I'm going to save. I don't want to make a bad choice and then have everyone die. It's hard to take it in, what with all the danger. I look deeply into her eyes. Start some romance. I'm gonna be spooky. Again. You don't happen to mean stinky, do you? Do you think you're smelling the skunk ape? No, something metaphorically oppressive and dark. Like in a ghost way. Dang, I thought we might have stumbled across its trail. Oh well, I wouldn't worry too much if I were you. My gut usually warns me if I'm going to run into trouble, and I feel a-okay. What about my guts? Your quiet moment with Stella is broken by a loud, percussive snort. Oh no, the skunk ape. Uh-oh, Stinky. Oh god, the skunk ape found us. Now it is we who are the hunted. Haha, I wish. That's just the sound deer make when they want to warn the rest of their herd about big scary predators like us. Let's check it out. What if they eat us like they ate those birds? As you and Stella hear the footfalls of animals retreating into the woods, she reaches for her flashlight. Oh god. A single deer remains behind, staring down the beam of light while Gretchen whines and pulls at her harness. That deer is unwell. And then it is gone. Okay, so we got tumor deer. Jeez, Gretchen, calm down, you're gonna hurt yourself. She cannot handle deer. When she gets like this, I usually have to pick her up and hold her. She has a bad habit of slipping her harness when she wants to go after something. You're too much of a potato, and they don't make harnesses to fit potatoes, do they? There was something up with the deer. Why do you bring the dog with you? I would be worried about bringing my very old dog out into the danger. Gretchen doesn't seem like the safest choice for a hiking companion. I actually find her to be quite the opposite. Sure, she wants to chase stuff, but I usually let her when I'm not on one of my cryptid hunts, so I can't hold that against her. I'm just happy she's still so feisty even at her age. Pugs aren't exactly known for their good health, but here she is, running around in the woods at 17. And I feel like the fresh mountain air and exercise have helped a lot in that regard. You defy the laws of nature, don't you, Gretch? So, the deer got awful tumors.
Yeah, I think you're right. I bet it was an abscess, maybe a tumor. Exactly. See, you and me on the same page, Stella. It's not like wild animals can get those taken care of, so they just get bigger and bigger, poor thing. But there's not much we can do about it. You know it's not too late to turn back. I don't think I'm really cut out for this sort of thing. Those tears genuinely spooked me. I don't know if you want me weighing you down. Don't be so hard on yourself. You just aren't accustomed to the sounds of the forest yet. When you go on your first few night hikes, everything sounds like some horrible monster that's just waiting for an opportunity to shred you to bits, but eventually you realize it's mostly deer and raccoons. Which probably won't go after you. Here, let's take a quick snack break before we get into the night's activities. Maybe some food will help settle your nerves. As you settle down to rest, Stella breaks open a bag of assorted snacks. Oh no, my peanut allergy. Unfortunately, it looks like there's peanuts in the trail mix. Let's have fruit. You grab a handful of dried apricots. I actually dried these myself. I wound up getting a bunch of apricots for free from Janie a while back, and I didn't know what else to do with them. It's wild how easy it is to make your own dried fruit. I'd burn my house down. Do you even need to heat them up to do it? Very neat. Very neat of you. Anytime. And as long as you're in town, don't worry about food. I've got you covered. Oh, thank God. I didn't want to eat jelly and bread the whole time. You and Stella settle down on an overlook, snacks in hand, as the quiet sounds of evening wildlife watch over you. Gretchen gnaws a stick, distracted for the time being. So, tell me what it's like in Townsville. Do you have a house, an apartment? Do you live with family, roommates, pets? Tell me what it's like to be Eilis. A 12x12 shed in someone's yard. I live in an internet cafe. Let's just say I live alone. My roommate's not difficult. I'm not picking the difficult roommate option. It's okay, I think. At first it was kinda nice to finally have a space that was just mine, but now it feels cramped. It's like I'm stuck in a closet alone and no one can come let me out because I chose this for myself, and as far as they know, I'm happy being there. The lights flicker, the toilet is constantly getting backed up because the landlady upstairs keeps flushing her cat's litter. It smells like cigarettes for some reason and it's home to an extremely durable population of roaches. But I guess it's home. I do what I can to spruce up the place. I got a plant. You know how they say living things are supposed to brighten up a room. When you put it like that, I wonder if staying in that old mansion is a step up or a step down. Maybe just a step sideways. Have you tried looking for a different place, or maybe finding a roommate? There's gotta be a better apartment than that in a big city like Townsville. I've thought about finding a place with roommates, but I haven't really landed on anything yet. Maybe I'll look into it when I get back. Oh yeah? So, what do you do for a living? Can I also be a... There it is! I'm actually a streamer. Oh, no way, a fellow content creator, that's awesome. I knew we had a lot in common, Eilis. What sort of streams do you do? Well, I do video games and art. Well, I'm playing a video game right now. That's cool, I'll have to check out your channel sometime this week. How do you like it? It's great. I'm having a wonderful time. I wouldn't trade it for the world. Most people I meet tend to raise their eyebrows when I tell them what I do, but I love it. Streamer Pog! We're connecting. We have things in common. It might not be much, but it makes me feel like I'm taking control of my own destiny. Believe me, I can relate. I don't think I'd give up what I do for anything. The crisp breeze passes over you. So what about you? What's your living situation? Gretchen and I live in a little house just outside town. It's actually the house I grew up in, so it has a lot of pleasant memories attached to it, and I'm glad I could keep it in the family. My great-great-grandfather built that house, and he must have done a great job because it's just as sturdy as it's ever been. Do you live alone? Yeah, the place used to belong to my parents, but they're not around anymore, and the Hollers are a small enough place that other folks don't need roommates. Oh, because they're dead? Well, I'm getting the vibe that they're dead, but I don't want to say it. Did they move? Ah, no, they died. Okay, yeah, I figured. It's okay, I've done my morning. You don't have to watch your words around me or anything. Life goes on. What is with this player character in the Dead Mom Club thing? We have other things in common. I get it. It's alright if you need to talk. Aw, thanks. That's really sweet of you. We're bonding. How are you holding up? I'm okay.
It was a long time coming, so it wasn't a surprise. I'd kind of come to terms with it by the time it actually happened. And it's not all bad. She doesn't have to be in pain anymore, that's a relief. The hospital bills are another story, though. Yeesh, I can't even imagine how bad that must be. It's just salt in the wound at that point. There's a spooky... I'm saving again. This feels like we're getting closer to the spooky. Visual novel moms do always die. She probably also had the mom hair. The dead mom ponytail. Stella immediately packs her bag and slings it over her shoulder. Skunk cape. Can I convince you to please leave? Whatever it is, it's close. Here, hold Gretchen's leash for me and let's check this out. Those trees looked like giant ribs for a second and I was a little spooked. You and Stella inch toward the tree line as she shines her flashlight into the woods. As you approach, a series of weak clucks call out from a nearby bush. Maybe Duke's birds weren't eaten after all. Ew, that's not good. What was that? What the hell was that? Hold on, I gotta play that back. Holy shit. I'm guessing it must be maybe 2-3 feet tall? Doesn't look hairy either, so I think we can rule out skunk ape. But whatever it is, it has one of Duke's chickens. It looks like it's headed north. Let's go after it. Are we about to discover a new species? Do we have to? Let's be intelligent. Yeah, I'm pumped, but we won't get to discover it unless we catch it. Let's go. Okay, well, I guess we have to prepare for Stella to die. Rest in peace. Stella sprints into the woods in pursuit, leaving you no choice but to run after her, Gretchen excitedly pulling you along by her leash. Oof. Predicted it. Oh good, the monsters will get you first. Are you okay? Yeah, I'm alright. Just tripped on something weird. Yeah, chicken, mate. Oh no, that poor thing. It must have been one of Duke's. Oh Jesus, that's still alive. Let's look at the chicken. Gross. Don't let Gretchen too close. She'll try to take a bite if you don't stop her. You hold Gretchen's leash close to your chest. She seems nervous, squirming slightly against her harness. Well, let's look at the weird bit. Does it have like an embryo in it? What is that shape? First you thought it might have been a tumor, but this is something else. The skin is stretched taut, the growth pulsing beneath. If you didn't know better, you'd say this could be some sort of parasitic growth, like a wasp laying eggs inside a caterpillar. Okay, let's look at the rest of them. Its poor little chicken eyes look up at you, glazed over, but still rolling around in their sockets with unfortunate life. Looks like this is what Stella slipped on. The wing is barely still attached, but that seems to be the least of this chicken's concerns. Poor tumor chicken. He's having a rough time. Have it investigated to your heart's content, you turn away to give Stella room to film. Ahem, it seems we found one of Duke's chickens, folks, and she's not looking good. I'm hesitant to speculate, but she definitely seems to have some sort of growth under her skin. Could be a tumor, could be something else. Either way, I don't think there's much that can be done for her at this point. Geez, I'm gonna have to put up some massive content warnings for this video. Hey, do you hear that? What in Sam Hill are you two doing out here? Didn't I tell you to... Birdie? Oh, Birdie, what's wrong, darling? Good God. Did y'all see what did this to her? I caught a glimpse of something earlier. And when we chased after it, it brought us here. Whatever did this to her, I think we can hear them in the trees. Put that camera away, for God's sake, girl. I don't want to be in another your videos. No one needs to see me like this. No one needs to see Birdie like this. You wouldn't put her online, would you? Not when she's like this, all swollen and hurting. Dude, did you hear me? I think they're coming closer. Come out, you sons of bitches! Dude, don't shoot them. We have no idea what'll happen. You hear that, Stella? This ain't the sound of something peace-like. Whatever these things are, they'll pay for what they did to my girls. I'm not having a fun time with all the spooky whispering in my ears. Come on, you, whatever your name is, grab that flashlight and help me line up a good shot. As creatures in the train line grow louder and more numerous, Gretchen violently strains against her harness. Can somebody pick up the dog? Quick, they're closing in on us. I feel like this is an important choice. I want to protect the dog.
Ew, what is... You dive forward and scoop Gretchen into your arms just before she manages to wriggle out of her harness. Your eyes fixate on the dark tree line over Duke's shoulder. I do not like this. Oh, okay, well... The dog is safe. I kept my promise to keep the dog safe. I'm so sorry, Duke. Gretchen, Eilis, Duke, are you alright? Well, I'm not gonna say anything cringe, dude. I mean, I'm alright. I'm not sure if Duke is alright. I'm okay. Gretchen whines and shakes in your arms. Gretchen, here, I'll take her, my poor little pup. Thanks for watching out for her. Duke, are you okay? Okay. Sorry, man. Ah! I didn't expect brains. Rest in peace, Duke. I'm sorry. Oh my god, Duke, holy shit, what do we do now? What the hell are we supposed to do? I think we need to talk to the cops, man. What do you mean, what do we do? We gotta take this to the police, the man's dead. You're right, and we have footage of what happened. But it's so dark and shaky, it all just seems so unbelievable. We need more footage, come on, let's go after them before we lose our chance. Or we could just, like, go to the police about it and maybe not also die. Are you sure that's a good idea? Nope, but we're already in this deep. What's the harm in digging a little deeper? We could get arrested for murder. Okay, I'll just go. This might be a bad idea, but it's your and Stella's bad idea to make. Great. I love bad ideas, they're my favorite. This looks like Duke managed to tag one of them before he... you know. We should be able to follow that blood trail. Let's go while it's still fresh. As you and Stella push through the woods, the unearthly sounds once again surround you. There's... I know, chase after the dangerous creature. Great decision. I can't wait to get murdered. Anything for the content. I'm just not gonna say anything. I don't want them to pay too much attention to me. You say nothing, continuing forward with a grim determination. There's a clearing up ahead. Stella stops in her tracks a few feet ahead of you. Why are there so many? Holy shit, I think I'm gonna be sick. The shrieks pull back into steady whispers as you and Stella stumble upon the putrid bodies of dozens of dead and dying animals. Great. A sinking realization pulls at your gut. This is their nest and you are surrounded. More of those swellings. All the animals here have them. Or had them. I think we should go. We shouldn't be here. We shouldn't have seen any of this. Yeah, they're just a bunch of little guys. It's their birthday. You're right, we have enough footage. Let's get the hell away from this nest before things get ugly. They're plugging, dude. Just as you follow Stella in a mad dash through the woods, so too the unearthly hollers and whispers of the nest. In the highest branches of trees and down on the forest floor, they're all around you, casually keeping pace with your all-out sprint. We're almost there. And then the car doesn't start, because this is a horror movie. We don't have a car. I think we walked. As you and Stella reach the main walk, the cries of the creatures fade back into the sounds of nature. Sounds like they've stopped following us. I should get reception now that we're back on the main road. Let me find my phone so I can call the sheriff. You feel a buzz in your pocket. 6 missed calls from Tabitha. And 13 text messages. Sorry, Tabitha. I think I'm in trouble. Tabitha seems worried. It's pretty late, isn't it? Stella pulls out her phone and dials. Hello, Earl? It's Stella Richmond. I'm up in the mountain on the SGNet trail. I don't know how to pronounce that. I hope I did that okay. Duke is dead, Earl. Shotgun. It happened right in front of us. There's something in the woods. You gotta hurry. Okay, yeah. Are they really gone? Yeah, I think we're okay, but hurry. Jesus, Earl, who's gonna tell Bo? I guess now we wait. Takes a little while, but eventually a patrol car arrives at the scene. Out of it walk 2 officers, Sheriff Hugby, a friendly older man, and Deputy Franklin, a serious man wearing sunglasses, despite it being the middle of the night. See, right there, a thing jumps out of the woods and then the shotgun goes off. What in Sam Hill? What is that, some kind of Pillsbury doughboy? Could have been a naked maniac.
As the video reveals the creature's nest, Franklin ever so slightly lowers his sunglasses.
Or a whole bunch of naked maniacs. What the heck is that, some sort of crop circle?
They killed Duke.
Uh-huh. Now we're gonna have to confiscate this camera, Miss Richmond, if you don't mind. This is evidence.
But okay. Let me just turn it off to save the battery. Here you go, Deputy Franklin.
We appreciate your compliance with the law. We'll get a team out in the morning to retrieve the body, but for now, Sheriff Hugby and I. Please, call me Earl. Earl and I will escort you, and who are you exactly?
That's Eilis. She came to town today for the funeral.
Eilis, as in Tabitha's cousin, yes. Damn, didn't think you'd actually show. We'll escort you both back to town. If there's a naked maniac on the loose, it's best you don't walk back on your own.
It wasn't a... No, never mind. Why aren't you going out there tonight? There's a dead body in the woods. Those things out there could attack someone else.
Well, it ain't exactly like old Duke is going anywhere at this point. He'll still be out there in the morning. We only have a skeleton crew at the moment.
Monday nights are Deputy Derrickson's bowling nights.
I think you should maybe be a little bit more worried about the murders. Earl is my new best old man. We replaced Duke really fast, huh? We'll be on alert for any more reports of naked maniacs, but retrieving Duke will just have to wait. Now, if you'll kindly step into the vehicle, we can return you safely to your home.
Do we have to ride back with you? We can just walk. Those creatures left will be fine.
I'm afraid I'm going to have to insist, for your own safety.
Stella sighs. Okay, thank you.
You can ride up front with me, little lady. That is, if your mama permits.
Sure, Ella. You can hold Gretchen on the way back to town.
Well, that was terrible. We didn't even get to see a skunk ape. You two stay out of trouble. We'll have this all sorted out in the morning. Just get a good night's sleep. And you, whatever your name was.
Fuck Smolder.
I'm being polite. I'm making good impressions.
Witness.
Sure, you're in town for the funeral. Good. Don't go leaving before then. I imagine we'll need to ask you a few questions about everything you've seen tonight. Stella, keep an eye on her for us. Make sure she doesn't get into any more trouble. Y'all have a good night now.
Bye-bye, Gretchen, and y'all have a lovely evening. If any bugaboos give you trouble, you know how to get in touch. And here you are, back in town, away from the woods, with no one but Stella in sight. Holy shit.
They seemed a little blasé. Yeah. The cops are a little sus, as they say. They sure seemed a little blasé about a man's death.
I can't believe they're waiting until morning to even start looking for him. Who knows what those things are doing to his body right now? And what's worse, I think they implied that you're a suspect even after we showed them all of that footage. Even the nest.
Well, I can't wait to go to prison. You have to pin it on somebody.
They're cops. It's their whole job to pin it on somebody. Of course they pick the out of town. Here's hoping the footage clears my name. Yeah, no kidding. But it's okay. I'm not gonna let anything bad happen to you. I was there. I filmed the whole thing. At the very least, it'll never hold up in court. And it won't get to that point either, because we're gonna do a little investigating of our own. We've got to find out more about those things. If we can get clearer footage, or better yet, trap one of them, there's no way they can blame you for what happened. The library doesn't open up for a while, but I've read every book on cryptids they have and never came across anything like this. There is someone in town who might have some useful information, my friend's mom. Her place isn't far. We should head over now before it gets any later.
Sure, why not? Let's keep the nightmare going.
You alright, pal? Seems like you might be losing it a little. All the more reason to visit my friend's mom. I always leave her place feeling lighter. Come on, she's just down this way.
Okay. I know, I'm so afraid for everyone now. I hope she's still awake. Okay. A shadowy figure, you say? Do I know them?
Welcome home. Whoever this is, its presence has chilled you to your soul.
Great. I can't wait for all of us to get murdered.
Before you can respond, the door behind you swings open. An older woman stands in the entryway.
Go home, Wayne. I can't help you tonight.
You look back and the figure has already gone, disappeared into the shadows of the night. I'm sorry about that, Stella. Some people just can't be helped. What brings you out here so late? And who is this? Hi, Miss Forsyth. This is Eilis. Is it okay if we come in? You and Miss Forsyth briefly lock eyes. So blinding and overpowering is her aura that just looking at her feels like staring directly into the sun. Her gaze pierces entirely through you, and in that moment, you feel wholly known.
Okay.
And then the moment passes and you see only the woman before you. Of course, you're in luck. I just put on water for hibiscus tea. And for goodness sake, you can call me Sybil. You're an adult now, after all. Welcome to my little nook. It's nice to finally meet you, Eilis. I was sorry to hear about your mother. Vivian was such a lovely soul, and she's been sorely missed in the holler, and now poor Pearl Ann is gone as well. Do let me know if there's anything you need while you're in town.
So who was the guy?
Just a very sick man. You don't need to be worried about him.
So, like, sick in what way? Like he's ill, or like he's, like, creepy and terrifying and scary? So, how about my mom?
Of course, dear. She was a good friend of mine for many years. She was such a lovely woman. You should come by sometime. I can delight you with unsavory tales of her youth.
That's my favorite kind.
We'll just explore a bit.
I've never met Pearl Ann. You don't have to pass on your condolences to me. I have no feelings about her.
Oh, that's fair, child, but it seemed like the right thing to do.
So how'd you know my mom died?
Oh, Pearl Ann was a chatty woman. Not much went on that I wouldn't get an earful of, bless her heart.
So anyway, dead man.
Ah, yes, I suppose pleasantries can wait for another time. What's got you here so late? You seem troubled. You know about weird stuff, right? Unexplainable stuff? I'm not so sure I follow, dear. I know which oils to use for which aches. I know a bit about classical spiritualism. Just what sort of unexplainable things are you talking about? Duke was killed tonight by something in the woods. Oh my lord. Have you contacted the police?
Yes, and they didn't take it very seriously.
They're not even looking for the body until tomorrow. Those things out there, I don't even know how to describe them. I can't say I know much about local wildlife. My daughter has always had a brighter gift for nature than I.
This wasn't the local wildlife, Mrs. Forsyth.
Here, I can show you. Stella pulls a memory card from her sleeve and pops it into her phone. I wasn't about to just let the police hold on to this, at least not before we had a chance to make a copy.
I think the cops are gonna be a little upset.
Only if they figure out I kept it on purpose. Don't worry, I can play dumb when I have to. As far as they'll know, it was an honest accident. That's a lot of dots. Where was this? Up the mountain to the northwest? Within the town limits? Yes. I see. Is there a way to make the video bigger and louder if you can? I'll need to plug the memory card into a computer. I could go back and get mine. No need. Kanika should still be awake. She can lend us hers. You'd better come with Stella. I'm sure she'll be more willing to help a friend than her nosy mother. Okay. Screaming teapot. Turn it off. Kanika, come out. We could use a little help. What, Mom? Oh, hey, Stella. And Gretchen. Who's a good potato? And a stranger. What are you doing in my house? I was helping Stella with a video and something terrible happened. Tabitha's cousin? Yep. Sweetie, we were wondering if we could borrow your laptop. Stella and her friend have a video to show us. It's really important, Kanika.
Okay.
My room's a mess. I'll just bring it out there. Heads up, Kanika, this is graphic. Duke got killed out in the woods tonight. It's on the recording. Wait, are you serious? Duke's dead? We can watch this without you. You know we have a harder stomach than any of our friends. I'm pressing play. Stella, what the hell is this?
It's murder. We told you.
I'm sorry either of you had to see this, but Eilis and I have no idea how to make heads or tails of it. Stella, are you okay? Did you get hurt? I'm fine, really, I'm okay.
I'll be quiet. Because both of those options sound a little rude.
Poor Duke. Poor Beau. Has anyone told him yet? We talked to the police. I hope they told Beau, but Earl and Deputy Franklin didn't seem to be in much of a hurry to do anything. I'll call him later tonight, but for now we have something far more serious to discuss.
Why are you able to just be so mean to these poor people?
Let's be spooky. Whatever happened in the woods, we weren't supposed to see any of that. You're not wrong. These things, my grandmother called them ditchlings. They are a terrible omen, a sign of great suffering and destruction to come. Mom, come on. Whatever's doing this is serious. Stop scaring Stella and Eilis with this tally-po crap. A man just died. Have some respect. Kanika, sweetie, let your mother talk. The creatures themselves are harmless to people despite that grisly scene in the woods. How can you say that? Duke is dead. An unfortunate accident and nothing more. Just as birds flock before a storm, the ditchlings congregate where tragedy is soon to fall. To see one is to be cursed by fate. To see so many in one place is... Jesus, Mom, they've clearly had a rough night. They don't need this. It's okay, Kanika. This is helpful.
Stella, whatever these things are, they aren't magic. You can't rule that out, not after what we saw. But fine, let's focus on what we know. Whatever they are, they're doing something to those animals. You saw that nest? What were those growths? Maybe they're making more of them. I mean, that's kind of what the Booksmart mystical one says. I don't know, I'll say that. Am I, like, I don't know, upping my Booksmart mystical abilities? I looked at that chicken up close and it looked like some sort of parasitic growth. If these ditchlings congregate around doomed people and places, maybe it's like the negative energy is part of that life cycle too. Like negativity feeds the embryos as well as flesh. Well, that's one theory. Not my fault I'm weird and crazy and spooky. But I don't want to jump to any conclusions about something this out there, not without doing some research or talking to a biologist. I'm sure there's a rational explanation that'll clear all of this up. Oh dear, I'd forgotten entirely about the tea I'd put on. Let me fix you up a couple of cups. It'll help soothe your nerves. I don't know, it's getting late and I should get Eilis some rest. I ran her ragged today with all the hiking and running through the woods in terror. I don't know, I kinda wanna keep going. I can stay out, I'm still wired from everything that's happened. Okay, maybe it's that I'm eager to get home and start doing some research. I'll ask around on my usual forums to see if anyone has information on ditchlings, is that what you called them? That's right, you go on home now and do try to get some rest. Don't stay up all night on the on the interwebs machine. Let me get you some of my house-made peppermint tea to go. It really does wonders to soothe the soul. Bye, Stella. I'll see you tomorrow, okay? And call me if you need to talk. Thanks, Kanika. I'll see ya. Bye, Eilis. Okay, well, that's the end of that. It's excellent, nice or warm. Though with the nights getting chillier, warm will probably be best. Helps wake up the bones. Thank you for the tea, ma'am. Be careful out there, both of you. Sybil turns and closes the door. Alrighty, let's head back home. My home, I mean. And here we are. You're welcome to stay the night if you want. I feel like I should probably check on Tabitha. He was texting me a lot. That's sweet of you. Are you sure you're okay heading back up that mountain alone? Yeah, I'm good. I'm strong. I'm tough. I'm a big, strong man. Well, I won't stop you if you really want to go back. Here's my number. Call me when you get there, okay? And good luck. You and Stella exchange numbers. Score! Got the number. I'll see you tomorrow. I'm leaving town as soon as I can. Well, we'll investigate the spooky specters together. Yeah, we are. Stay safe, buddy. You begin the long hike back up the Scarlet Estate alone. Almost home. I am going to see something spooky. I'm certain of it. Really, that is a terrible, horrible. I hate that. The more I think about it, the more I hate that house. You've made it. Great. Your salvation in sight, you make a mad dash to the door. As you reach for the knob, the door swings. Oh no! I'm out past curfew, and my dad is here to yell at me. Where the hell have you been? I watched a man die tonight. So do you know anyone named Wayne? I employ over 100 people. I'm sure I know a Wayne. I'll say weird things happened. This Stella girl had me come with her on this night hike to find cryptids. So you met Stella then. Ugh, that explains everything. And she's gotten you all worked up. I'm going to bed. I'll see you tomorrow. Well, you don't want to hang out? Can you tuck me in? This player character has the ability to be so embarrassing, and I can't do that to myself. Good night. You're alone in the estate. The sound of the wind whistling through the house gives you an uneasy feeling in your gut. It's probably best to turn in and try to leave the night behind you. As you settle into your room, you remember that Stella asked you to call her once you got back. I am a man of my word. Hey, how are you? She sounds a little different, like she's been crying. Did she make it back alright? Yeah, how are you? Are you okay? Totally fine. I mean, as fine as I could be, I guess. You don't have to worry about me. Go get some Z's, okay? I'll see you tomorrow. From the relative safety of this uncomfortable bed, the events of the past evening seem like something that happened to someone else.
that you can still clearly picture the terror you felt in those moments. For now, you're safe and you're warm. Eventually, the sun will rise and chase away the monsters and make them seem like nothing but bad dreams. Maybe tomorrow, if you're lucky, you'll wake up in the normal world and have a boring week in the mountains with your sour-faced cousin. It's a nice thought, but deep down you can't help but worry that things will only get worse. Great. Can't wait for things to get worse. Ooh. Okay. I was just gonna comment on, oh well, at least it seems peaceful right now, but no, they're spooky eyes. This is a pretty game though. Spooky magic books. Good. Great. A new character, huh? Is that blood on a floor? At least they have alpacas. I think those are alpacas. And another spook. I can't be safe ever. This is like the most ominous town ever. I do not feel safe anywhere in this game. Yeah, at least the animation is pretty. It's nice. Very atmospheric. I like the music. This is good. This is a good game. Roll credits. There's our title. This is the end of episode 1. Okay. Nice. So, if I'd like to continue with this world state, please save my game now. Alright, there it goes. Okay, well, the game doesn't want to be played anymore. I saved it, though. I will buy the rest of the game, I guess. So that's it. Very good game. Very interesting so far. I will, I guess, play the other episodes soon. I think there's supposed to be 7 of them. So then they're not all out yet. I think like the 4th one is coming out in a few days, maybe a couple weeks. So I will have to figure out how I want to space those out, but I will most definitely be playing the rest. And I guess that's the stream. That's it. Thank you very, very much for coming. I appreciate it. I had fun, and I hope you had fun as well. I'm gonna go. Bye! See you next stream. I'll be streaming tomorrow. I don't know what I'll be doing yet. Maybe another episode. We'll see. Bye!